Hey, friends. Welcome to the Raising Boys and Girls podcast. I'm Sissy Goff.
And I'm David Thomas, and we're so glad you joined us for this conversation. Let's dive in. We are in the room with some folks we love, respect, have been looking so forward to this conversation.
Yes.
Amy
So
Fenton, Brian Camp, two remarkable human beings, incredible parents. Yep, longtime friends. And will you all start out telling us the age of your kids? Because we got 6 kids represented on this couch. How old?
Yes. So mine are now 19, 20, and 22.
Wow.
I know. Can you believe that?
No.
They grew up.
They did.
Yes.
Yeah, and mine will be almost 25, 23, and 20. So yeah, they do. They grow up.
Mm-hmm. And all
Now they can tell us what they really think.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is
Yes.
exactly right. And all 6 really incredible people. Can say that with a lot of certainty.
Yes.
So excited to talk about what they might have told you and what you have learned along the way. So
Did y'all ask them some questions? Did you poll them at all?
I did.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't
Excited
wait
to,
to
I know,
hear.
learn.
Well, let's start out. We'd love to ask you both, being Enneagram 8s, what do you love the most about your number? What do you love the least?
I think that I love the strength that an Enneagram 8 can bring. Like, I feel to my bones that I'm very passionate about things. I'm very loyal. If I'm on your side, I'm there 110%.
We sure feel that.
By the same token, that, you know, if you're not on my side, it's I have to temper my reaction to people. Like, I can feel equally as passionate in a really negative way.
Yeah. You're on the bus or you're under it.
Oh, that's a good way to say that.
That's a great way to say that.
Great
Wow.
way to say it.
Yeah, I relate. I feel that. I resemble that remark. Yeah, I agree. I think it's like that, the confidence and the certainty behind your passions and beliefs, but also in, you know, my rightness, which I think is where it starts to turn. I was sharing with somebody that I was doing this, and they're like, "Oh, you're an 8? You go, are you aggressive?" Maybe. I don't know. Why would you assume that? So yeah, I think there's definitely like there can be a negative connotation to it. The most misunderstood number.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
That's
I'd agree with that.
interesting. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so for parents listening who think, I wonder if my child might be a budding 8. If you think back about your own childhood, when would you say you started seeing evidence of it show up and how?
Yeah. I was thinking about this today. This is the perfect example. So in 1982, when I was 9, Annie came out.
Okay.
The movie.
Yes.
The original.
The original.
The OG.
Mm-hmm.
And my little sisters to this day still talk about this. Afterwards, of course, everybody wanted the Annie outfit, the Annie wig. So me and my sisters, we all got them for our birthdays that fall. And I remember distinctly, I would put together the play and I would line them up and say, now I'm going to be Annie. And today you can be the dog and you can be Miss Hannigan and you can be, and they still to this day are like, remember when you made us be all the parts and you were always Annie? I'm like, that of course. Like, because you didn't fight back. You did what I was like, duh.
Yeah.
And my dad said that pretty much summed up your childhood. Like, I mean, I remember being like, well, somebody's got to take charge here. Somebody's got to take control of this from a young age.
And did you ever feel like, I wonder if they're going to be mad at me if I'm Annie again? Or it was just like, of course I'm Annie.
No, I thought, how do I make sure I tell them the next time we're going to do this so that I make sure I'm Annie again? Like, I'll organize it so that I can be in charge of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember feeling that sense of I need to take control of it, which is another good, bad side of an 8.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that feeling distinctly as a child even.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always had, I would say I was pretty fiercely independent as a kid and never really asked for a lot because I had it. I'm kind of like, I got this, whatever this is. Similarly, I was the younger, I'm the middle, but at the time it was my sister and I, and she would love to play house. It was little kids, and she would ask that I would be the baby. And at one point, my mom said, and I don't recall this, but she said, I looked at her and said, I don't want to be the baby. And she's like, well, this is how, and I said, okay, fine. So I left. And I was like, we just won't play then. So, and as I kind of saw that bucking of authority or, other people telling me what to do, certainly as I got into high school, I remember a class with a particular teacher, and said, we always said this is like, I said, we can go outside today for class. Beautiful day, let's have class outside. And he said, no, we're not going to do that today. We got too much to do. And I said, we always said this is like a college level class. And if I were in college, then I would just choose to come to class or not. So I'm going to choose to not. And
you
so I
said
picked
this
up,
to him?
Oh, yeah, in front of the whole class. And picked up my backpack and walked out the door.
Wow, Brian.
So, there was always that. And again, high school, lots of high schoolers maybe feel that way, but maybe it's exaggerated in my 8'ness.
And your willingness to say it. They might feel it, but not a lot would have the courage to say it. Boldness, whatever we want to call it. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's so good.
Okay, fast forwarding from your growing up to your journey now as parents, where would you say you've seen your number benefit you?
Yeah, well, for people who don't know, I am a single mom. And
a rock star of a single mom.
So I have basically my kids' whole life, I've raised them by myself. And I think, I feel like I'm very decisive. I don't overthink things a lot. I make a decision for right or wrong. I'm going to make it and we're going to move forward with it. And I think that really benefited me and my parenting. Just being able to make those firm decisions and hold 3 little people, accountable to what we're going to do. And this is what we said, and this is how it's going to go. And that's hard. That's hard sometimes when you don't have a backup. You don't have another person to reinforce it. Or I think about all my friends who say, oh, I just told them, wait until your dad gets home. And, I didn't have that. It was, I said it, we're going to do it. Here's the consequences if it doesn't happen. So for me, I would say that's probably my biggest win or benefit, if you will.
Yes.
I think it's a lot easier for me to think of the things where it steered me wrong. But I do think, there is that advocacy, and kind of that fierce defense of your kids in whatever scenario that is, whether it's at school or helping them navigate through the hard things that exist as kids. So I think that that really strong sense of advocacy and passion to kind of defend really showed up. There was, my daughter shared, she said, well, you had a lot of logic to talk me through my fears.
Wow. That's great.
So I thought I was like, oh yeah, that feels good. And Max, my middle one, he said, he saw like a willingness to figure things out. So there was kind of, whether it was just around the house or whatever, it was kind of like, I can do this. So those were a couple of things that, I think have been helpful in parenting. Like I said, the list of challenges may be longer.
Yeah, that's true.
Brian, I was thinking as you we're talking about the fierce advocacy. I can remember learning early on in studying the Enneagram that an 8 parent has the capacity to make a kid feel safer than any other number. And the security they can experience in your love. And I think your protection and your advocacy is evident in everything the two of you were just saying.
Yes.
And what I have sure observed and knowing all your kids too. So I love that you spoke to that, because I think it is a superpower for 8 parents. I do. I think you make kids feel so safe in the world. And I think to what you were saying, Amy, I love just the decisiveness. And I think we talk so much about how boundaries create security for kids.
Yes.
And I think your willingness not only to set and hold boundaries, but the decisiveness in that I think we were talking a little bit before we started with our friend Lonnie about stances. And I think it's one of the things I respect the most about your number and your stance is you don't get tangled up in overthinking. You don't get tangled up in wondering and worrying about, are other people going to be okay with this in the way that we in the dependent stance do all the time? And I just think if I had back a portion of the energy I expend in that space that I think you all don't,
It's good.
I have so much respect for that. And now a quick break to hear from one of our awesome sponsors so that we can bring you all this great content. Okay, Sissy, you know how I love a good upgrade. I've got the smart thermostat, the smart light bulbs. I even have a smart dog feeder.
Of course you do. So I'm guessing you've got smart coffee too?
Exactly. It's called Everyday Dose, and it's like the next level version of coffee. Normal coffee is a flip phone. This is the smartphone version.
I love that. It's coffee with benefits. It's got collagen, lion's mane, chaga, and nootropics. It gives you that same rich coffee taste, but with clean, focused energy. No crash, no jitters.
My productivity's up, my focus is sharper, and honestly, I just feel better. It's become my favorite part of the morning.
It's the easiest life hack ever. Same ritual, better results.
Get 61% off your first Coffee Plus starter kit, a free A2 probiotic creamer with over $100 in free gifts by going to everydaydose.com/RBG or entering RBG at checkout.
That's everydaydose.com/RBG for 61% off your first order. Everyday Dose is also available at your local Target. This back and forth fall weather is doing a number on my hair, but my shower is officially the calm in the storm, thanks to Jolie.
Jolie purifies the water we shower in for better skin, hair, and overall well-being.
Jolie's filtered shower head is best in class for removing chlorine and heavy metals, aka the culprits that make skin cranky and hair frizzy.
Plus, it's the only lab-tested and clinically trialed filtering shower head on the market. Clinically proven to reduce hair shedding in 81% of people, lab tested to reduce hair frizziness by 40%, maintain color retention, and protect the hair surface layer.
Translation: less shedding in the drain, fewer flyaways, and your color doesn't ghost you.
And it looks great. Sleek design, strong water pressure, and it fits all showers because the plumbing pipe size is universal.
Jolie will give you your best skin and hair guaranteed. Head to jolieskinco.com/RBG to try it out for yourself with free shipping.
And if you don't like it, you can return your Jolie for a full refund within 60 days, no questions asked. And now back to the show.
Okay, let's flip it a little and talk about where you've maybe seen it get in the way of your fanny.
Oh, I feel like that list is longer. So I agree with you in saying that, that need to control the situation can lead to quick overreaction and not stopping to think. I share this with permission, but I'm pretty sure we came in here not too long after this happened when one of mine was young, and had a new Xbox, and he was playing it with some friends, and he was in middle school. I had just allowed him to start connecting with friends through Xbox, and I heard him yell something really appropriate that we don't say in our house. And it was like I blacked out.
Will you say that again? Really inappropriate?
Inappropriate. Inappropriate. I heard him saying it to his friends through the headset. And I walked upstairs as he was mid-sentence and unplugged that Xbox and walked to the garage and threw it like a Frisbee into the garage. And, he's chasing me saying, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't know what you're thinking, but we don't talk like that. And if that's what you're going to do when you're on that kind of machine, then it's not going to be in this house. I mean, I lost it. Not one of my finer parenting moments. And he and I both laugh about it now. But at the time, I just quickly wanted to take control. And that's where that 8, that's where my biggest regrets are in parenting is when I didn't take a minute to pause and compose myself and think through my actions before I move forward.
Yeah, so this is the story that my wife shared with David when one of maybe the I guess it's a great mirror to have an 8 child as an 8. And my youngest is an 8. And so I texted into the group chat about, what was it like having an 8 as a dad? His first response is, I don't know what that is. His second response, when we explained it, my wife, who's very good at this kind of thing, explained it. And he goes, oh, lots of fights. And when you have a parent and a child that are both clearly right.
Yes.
My wife called that a 16. She goes, we're having a 16 right now. Because it's just this butting of heads, and it really doesn't, there's no end in sight to it. And I think that's, I feel this core need to be heard. I think that's a really you are going to hear every last word that I have to say about this matter.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of, there can be a lot of weight behind that. And so I have tended to, that can feel like a bulldozer. And so I've experienced that as a parent, as a spouse, not harnessing that weight, that energy behind that, you're going to hear what I have to say right now. And you're going to hear it in every level of intensity that I feel it. And so that's a hard and not very effective thing that I've learned to learn over the years. Am learning, maybe.
Yeah, still learning. Yeah, I feel the same way. I agree with that. And I think when I really sit down and think about it, behind all that for me, sometimes it was really fear. If I don't impart how serious this is and they don't hear out everything I have to say, they're going to turn out to be a drug dealer, or in jail, or this is serious and I need them to feel the weight of it. And they need to hear it right now. I tempering myself, that's probably, that's still what I struggle with. I don't know if you relate to that, but that's good.
Yeah. No, it's that constant, we joked, my wife and I, that, the ultimate punishment for our kids was a long talking to, lots of words, lots of words. So we're to the point, at one point when our youngest was young, he said, oh, great. Now we have to have a conversation about the conversation. So, lots of conversations at our house. And I think that's that feeling of
okay, you two, gosh, you're already sharing so much wisdom. So keep thinking in that space. What would you say are some practical ways you have learned to, for lack of better terms, harness the struggle side of your number when you experience it getting in the way of who you want to be as a parent?
Yeah. I have learned to walk away. And this is still true. I mean, you think when they're grown, you stop parenting, but I'm not done yet. Maybe your 26-year-old, is there any hope? Does it keep going? But, I've just learned to pause and walk away. And it is still not easy for me. But it's funny when we take time to step away from it, it gives us both good perspective, and it helps me to calm down and get control of my emotions. That's one tool that I found.
Yeah, I think learning to restrain and to I have to sit in this sometimes, and there's discomfort in that. Sit in the uncomfortable emotions, sit in the in that build up and think, okay, kind of like I said, you learn that the bulldoze isn't very effective. And so maybe you're kind of like aiding yourself in the sense that I can figure this out. Like what I just did didn't solve the problem. Not that emotions and things are problems to solve necessarily, but just this feeling okay, if I can sit back. And it actually, I think having an 8 child, I've had to learn I can see him saying, I need to be heard. So to be able to stop and say, I hear you.
Yeah.
Right? Just that validation for him, knowing that I feel that the way he feels it.
Yes.
One of the things that I love that you always said that I did not always do, this is confession, is to stop and ask them, do you want to try that again? And that had never dawned on me until you said that. Do you want to try that again? They would do something. I would instantly react. It would instantly turn into a tornado storm. But to pause and say, do you want to try that again? And stop and listen to your point, because they really did just want to be heard and get to share their side. That's still hard for me today. So I'm saying that in that it works, and it's still not easy.
So honest.
I know.
So honest.
So if you each had to say what you hope your kids experience most deeply from you as a parent, what would you all say?
So I texted my kids and just said, what is it like growing up on the other side of me? Which I think is a great question to ask people. What's it like to be on the other side of me? And Jaden said, I know, I still know to this day that you have my back. I know that no matter what, if I'm wrong, you're going to tell me, but you're still going to have my back. You're here for me. You're going to fight for me. If I've done something wrong, you're going to help me get out of it. Whatever situation I'm in, to have you, I know that I have strength behind me. And I thought that is a compliment.
Yes.
You want your kids to feel like that. And then when I called Pierce, he said, I really feel like I can tell you anything. And he said, because I know that you're going to be honest and give me your honest opinion, that you know I'm not perfect, and you're going to call me out to do better. So, I do think there's a lot we can bring to the table for our kids in this 8'ness, even with all of our struggles.
Yes.
I think as I've gotten older and they've gotten older, the thing that I want them to experience the most is my presence. And that is, I don't think necessarily an 8 characteristic, but I think it's that intentionality and so it's having to submit myself, to myself, and kind of say, okay, walking out of here right isn't the best outcome.
That's good.
But for them to feel seen and known and feel my presence, I mean, that's what I want in relationship. And so I think that's the thing I'd like them to experience the most. And unfortunately, it may be one of the harder places to get to, as an 8.
That's good.
And now we're going to take a little break to hear from one of our sponsors who makes this podcast possible. We talk often about how it's the hardest time in the world to be a kid and the hardest time to be a parent.
There is so much coming at kids, and parents seem more overwhelmed than ever.
I'm grateful when there are trusted voices helping parents navigate hard questions with kids. And that's why we're excited to share about raising kids from Christian sexuality.
Raising Kids is an 8-episode video course for Christian parents of kids 12 and under, helping lead kids through age-appropriate conversations about sex, gender, their bodies, and more with biblical wisdom and love.
From a young age, our kids are absorbing messages about sex and gender, from the movies they watch to what they're learning in their schools. So how do we lay a biblical foundation for kids to help them navigate all these confusing messages wisely and faithfully?
This course also provides wisdom on a variety of other important questions parents are asking. Should my kids have a cell phone? How can I protect my kids from sexual abuse and exposure to pornography?
Hear from a trusted group of pastors, parents, and Bible teachers like John Mark Comer, John Tyson, Preston Sprinkle, as well as psychologists like Drs. Julia Sadusky, Dan Allender, and Kurt Thompson.
Instead of waiting for the world to disciple our kids, let's become the most trusted voices in our kids' lives.
Get started today. For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off. Head to christiansexuality.com and use the promo code RBG at checkout.
That's christian-sexuality.com and use the promo code RBG at checkout.
And now back to our show.
Okay, if your kids as young adults were in conversation with other people who were asking them to describe you as parents, what do you think they'd say?
I think they would describe me as passionate, a lot of words. JM said unlimited dad jokes. I don't think that has anything to do with my Enneagram. Yeah, I think kind of that defender, that safe place.
That's good. Now this is funny. One of the things Pierce said is, if you'd asked me when I was little, I would have said you were really strict. He said, but now I like that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because now I can look back and see you were really fighting to make sure that we were the very best that you knew we could be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope in conversations they would say, my mom is somebody who really believes in me, who pushes me to be the best I can be, who is on my side, who fights for me, who champions me. Yeah.
We had a dad bring his daughter here years ago who I think was a budding 8, and he said she fights everything all the time. And he said, I'm just trying to help her find her way to the right kind of fight.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
And it sounds like exactly what you all have both found as you're
Yeah.
talking and what Pierce is describing there. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The right kind of fight. So for folks who are listening that are 8s and wanting to grow, what encouragement would you share for them about growing as people and parents both?
Yeah. I think that learning to listen,
Mm-hmm.
learning to pause, showing your gentle side. I think we love so loyally and so fiercely, but also so protectively sometimes. And so to take that time to open up the soft side of you, especially to your kids, and let them see the snuggly side of you, if you will. That kind of love can be such a superpower for your kids if you tap into it the right way.
Agreed.
Great.
Which is sure what I think your kids would say.
Yeah, I think it's like I was saying, the presence supersedes the rightness or the certainty.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's so much. I heard that word kind of in the context of an 8, that certainty, and I think there's a you can give that too much weight, right, and too much power to the point where there's no gray, and you may be choosing to die on a hill that may not even be the right hill, but certainly not worth dying on. And I think that's been something that I've been working through, is like, it's okay if this isn't, you can cling so tightly to those things, whether it's an idea or a belief or even good things, that anything that threatens that certainty is a threat to like your identity. And I think kids have a way to threaten our certainty in so many ways, right? As we parent and as we like raise them, and the questions they ask and the hard things they go through. And you're like, wait a minute, I've hung my hat on this thing over here, and I don't see that, or I don't feel that right now. So I think I think being willing to go, okay, that's not everything, and it doesn't actually define me, has been a big thing for me to understand that may be my personality type, but it doesn't have to be my identity.
Yeah.
You too. I have no desire for this conversation to end.
Y'all. It's so
no
helpful.
desire. We could keep you two in this room for a long time. You are sharing so much wisdom. But we're going to respect your time, and we end every episode with something fun and food related. So,
yay!
What is your number's ideal meal, both the food and the experience?
I was thinking about this because, I know we normally talk about tacos and pizza.
Right. Tacos and pizza.
Because I love pizza and I know how you love tacos.
Yes.
But I was thinking about this from two different angles. So this is the angle I took. So I think that one thing that 8s also have is we tend to be really, or I feel like I am, maybe this is just a me thing, but sentimental, like tied to sentimental things and traditions. And so one of the things that my family loves so much is every fall, it's officially fall when we make our first batch of crema taco, which is a delicious like taco chili soup thing that my family made up. It's in our family cookbook. It's passed on.
Can we put it in our show notes?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes, recipe.
Yes. It has been passed from generation to generation.
Because we've had it and it's amazing.
It's made with really low-fat ingredients like Velveeta and whipping cream. And Fritos. All, I'm sure, keto and vegan and all that stuff. But yeah, that'd be so fun. But I thought, to me, I love those deep traditions that have been handed down from, my grandparents, my great-grandparents. And so to me, that's an 8 meal.
I love that.
All right. Well, I went a totally different direction. This feels totally superficial now that you've said that. It's clearly tapas. Because I can order for the entire table.
Oh,
so
that is brilliant.
That is so good.
And it really, I really love that. Like, we'll go, and now that the kids are older, and it's like, there's so many great restaurants here in Nashville, but some of these tapas places, Barcelona and Iberian Pig, and we did Abba Nashville the other night, and it was just like one of those, and you feel total freedom to order as many things as you want, what sounds good to you, and you get to do it for the whole table. It's great.
That's fascinating.
So good.
Incredible.
Yes.
That's so good.
It
Well, my
is.
others was going to be Perry. So see, like
Okay.
a good steak.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't totally,
Yeah.
I was
It's okay.
torn.
Yeah.
I love
so
all
good.
3 of those ideas.
That's so good.
tapas. I'd like to be with you having tapas,
Yes.
ordering for everybody. Sounds
Let's do it.
amazing.
That's so good. I love it.
Y'all. Thank you. Thank you
y'all.
for this conversation and just the way that you all fiercely love.
Yes.
Thanks for having us. This has been awesome.
It's amazing.
David, what a team we have that we get to call friends who help make this podcast possible. Chris Starrett, our engineer,
Our management team at KCH.
and we are thrilled to be a part of the That Sounds Fun network.
Our music was created by the insanely talented Dave Haywood of Lady A.
And if this podcast felt helpful to you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, all the things.
We are grateful for you and cheering you on always.